Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. I have a very special video today. I have a video for those overachievers, those people that it's hard to put yourself first, or somehow you lost your way and you're looking for self-care tips. So that's right. I have a video today for you, for those who want to learn more of how to unplug, take care of yourself, especially in 2020 and all that's going on. It's more important than ever before. So I have 6 tips that you can start doing right away, and try to integrate into your schedule and just take care of yourself. What is it? Health is wealth. Yeah, it really is. I'm learning that every day. It's something that I'm continuing to work on, but I see the importance and I'm finding cool ways to implement that into my life. So I just want to share that with you. So let's dive in. Okay, so the first tip, and this is in no particular order, the first tip is to simply, well, actually, it's not that simple. It can be hard, but to unplug. And if you can, have quiet time. For some people, they're into like yoga and meditation. And it could be reading a book as well, but just like some alone time, quiet, no phone, no TV, just something really relaxing and just some quiet time, some time where it's, if possible, it's not a lot of noise in the background, and just a time to unplug, even if it's for an hour. Some people may need, longer. Some people may want to do it for a few hours. But I would suggest to start with at least an hour, especially if you think that may be a little bit difficult for you or just something new and you're like, I hate the quiet. Just try for an hour. And if you can't do an hour, try 30 minutes, but just try for a short time. Turn off your phone or put it on do not disturb or silent or whatever works for your phone. No laptop, no email, no let me call my mom or my boyfriend or my girlfriend. Like just literally like this is your time to unplug and to think or to not think. Sometimes you just want to woosah and just have no interruptions. So that's the first tip that I would give is to find time in your calendar to simply unplug. Okay, tip number 2, go on a staycation. And the reason why I say that, if you can go on a vacation, of course, go on the real vacation. But for some people, it's COVID. It's hard even thinking about getting on an airplane or flying somewhere, or you may have just responsibilities and it's just not that easy to do a whole vacation. So do a staycation. A staycation is a mini vacation, or you get out of your house vacation and you go somewhere local. It could be in the same state, or it can be in the same city. A lot of people is in the same city, but you get a hotel or Airbnb and you just treat it like a vacation, but you're just closer to home. But that tends to work for a lot of people. Like for me, next month, I may just take a trip to Dallas. I currently live in Houston, but I may just take a trip to Dallas and just get away. Just that change of scenery can do so much for you. It's a lot being in the same place every day within your walls. You're confined in this space. And sometimes also it can help you be more creative and come up with new ideas or really like take a mental break. Take a mental break because it's just not your same day-to-day. If you do have kids, you have a chance to like get away from the kids and just to do something new. And for those of you who do have kids, or if it's a little bit more tricky, just plan it out. Even if it's a month from now, 2 months from now, really try to plan it out and see if someone can watch the kids or, just try to find a way. And remember, you deserve it. Sometimes I think we have to tell ourselves that it's that like, hey, I do deserve a break. And I do want that for myself. So try to do a staycation. Tip number 3, kind of along the same lines, but try to, for the things that you do enjoy, it could be, for me, it's like I like pampering myself, anything with nails, hair. I may want a massage. It could be one thing. It could be 5 things. It really doesn't matter. But put it on your calendar. And when you put it on your calendar, make sure that you really, really, really don't move it. Please. Please. Like, the whole point of this tip is to schedule in the things that you enjoy, the things that make you feel relaxed, the things that make you feel good. Schedule those things, right? Make it recurring. Go ahead and make it recurring with the person that does the service. So if it's a hair stylist, it's like, okay, I'm going to get my hair done every 3 weeks. I'm going to get my nails done every 3 to 4 weeks. I'm going to get my massage every 6 weeks. Whatever it is, have it recurring. The point in having it recurring with the person or the salon or whatever it may be is that it may make you feel a little bit more committed to going, like, oh, I'm already on their schedule and I don't feel like canceling, and okay, maybe I will go. It's to help you, it's to push you to stay committed to that thing that you enjoy doing. So if you aren't already doing that, try with one thing. One thing, it could be hair related, nails related, skincare, a facial, it could be a massage, it could be going shopping, it really can be, or painting or whatever it is. But make time for those things, because if you don't make time for it, who will? Like, really think about that for a second. If I don't make time to take care of myself, no one's going to take care of me like I will, or at least that's how I think about it. So really, really, like, create that list of things that you want to try. Even if you just want to try one thing this month or next month, and you're like, okay, I have my one thing, go ahead and schedule it. Go ahead and schedule it. And don't just put it on the calendar. Like, really, if it's something where you can make an appointment, make that appointment so you'll feel more connected to it, and then you'll really do it. And I promise you, once you do it, you're going to be like, okay, I have to keep doing this. That did feel good. The cool part is when you kind of forget that it's on the calendar and then it's coming up, and then I'm telling you, you'll thank yourself later. And I really do believe it's a necessity at this point. So tip number 3, schedule in the things that you love and make it recurring. Tip number 4 for taking care of yourself as a business owner, or if you're just looking for some tips, find a new hobby. I know we hear all the time. I'm one of those people where sometimes I'm like, I don't know what I like, or you just get caught up in your regular hobbies. But I say find a new hobby if you can, or pick up a hobby that you used to have, like an old hobby. A lot of times we kind of know what we enjoy. We just don't make time for it, or we just can't even figure out when that will fit in the schedule, which we kind of just talked about. But try to come up with a new hobby. And a great way to do that is to call up some friends, or, if you're talking with some of your teammates or coworkers or neighbor, ask them what they're into. Like, that really is the fastest way to figure out, like, okay, I don't know what I want to do. Just ask. Or if you are on social media, ask Twitter, ask on Instagram, do a poll. Find a way to figure out something new. For me, I've never been into plants, but after talking with a few friends, and everyone's a plant mom nowadays, I was like, okay, maybe I should try this. I have no clue what I'm doing. I just water it every day and hope that it doesn't die. Just hope that I don't know, but it's something new. I may not like it, but I'm going to give it a few months to see if I do like it. And I am actually starting to enjoy it. But it was just from asking people, what are they into? Just having that conversation, and not talking about serious things all the time in work. You kind of come across what other people are into and what they're doing. And some people are picking up painting. I've been hearing about that a lot. So I think it's just finding a new thing. And sometimes if you have that spark, that's all you need. And then you'll want to make time for it, because you're actually enjoying it, which is the goal. So that's the next tip, is to find a new hobby or pick up an old hobby. Okay, so the 5th step is to find someone to talk to. And you probably already know what I'm about to say. I'm very pro therapy, but even if you don't want to do therapy, find a small group, a group of entrepreneurs or business owners that are into what you're into, whether you are in the same industry or you have just similar interests, or you may not want to find a group that has anything to do with work. It really may be just something related to your interests, and it's just something to just separate work and other priorities, and you just want to like not even have that at the forefront, which I totally get. But there are so many groups out there, especially on Facebook. Like I would start there, go on Facebook, try to like search some keywords or some groups and see what comes up. Again, you could find a lot of groups through just asking, whether it's asking your network or asking on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram and seeing what people may recommend. But I think you may find a lot of luck on Facebook, honestly. I know for me, I have like people that I talk to, but I don't have a formal group, but I would love to come across a group of like entrepreneurs and people that I can just kind of keep that energy going and the momentum. And, that's something that I'm interested in. And as far as therapy, I actually tried therapy for the first time this year, and it was great. It really was awesome. I would highly recommend. I do think you have to find the right person for you, the right therapist for you. But I suggest talking with someone, because a lot of times as a business owner or entrepreneur or just a person that wears many hats, we don't have a chance to really like decompress and talk about things, whether it's work related or not, but just to like talk out loud and just feel like we have that support. So I think it's up to us to go get the support, because it won't drop in our lap. We have to take control and see what options are out there. So I would highly recommend either looking into a therapist or a coach, or just finding a small group, finding a group. For some people, they may find groups at churches as well. So it just depends on where you're looking and what type of group you're looking for. But I would highly, highly, highly suggest finding someone that will listen to you. I think that's very important. Okay, the last tip that I have for self-care everything is to write a letter to yourself. And I know that sounds I don't know what it sounds like, maybe like cheesy or like young, I don't know. But I started writing a letter to myself once a year for the last 2 years. And it is amazing to come across it like a year later, or read it when you really need to. And the purpose is you write yourself a letter. And the first time I did it, I just didn't really want to put rules on it. I just wanted to write a letter and like flow with where my mind was at that time. Like I always date it, because I want to know, when I was writing it and try to remember what was going on. But you want to write a letter to yourself, and you want it to be positive. You want it to really be descriptive of where you are at that time, and a plan for what you're going to do for yourself for that following year, or, however you want to do it. And it really is so cool to see either a year later when it's time to write the next one and you're like reflecting, or sometimes I just like to read it every few months, and it gives you a chance to gauge where you are mentally, things that you aspire to do, goals that you set, things that you wanted for yourself. And you get to see, did I do those things? Am I on track? Am I off track? And especially if you make it positive and encouraging, it's the best pick-me-up that you'll ever have, because it's like to yourself, but it's from the past. And I don't know, it's cool. I enjoy doing that. I say just try it out, see if it's helpful, but it's something where it won't feel rewarding necessarily in that moment, but it's more so later on when you're like, wow, I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I wrote the letter to myself. So I would highly suggest trying that out. So I hope these tips were helpful for somebody watching. These are things that I've done most of these things. The rest is just from research, things that people have recommended to me. And I say, this is the year that we should all care about ourselves more. Who's going to care about you like you? That is just how I feel. So let's get into it. All right, folks, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you like what you saw today. And please let me know if there's any other video ideas that you have. Drop it below in the comments and I'll be sure to review it and see what we can come up with. Besides that, please like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notifications. I don't want you to miss a beat, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.